Hello, I'm Jessica.
I'm Jeanette.
And we are So Sweet Quilt Shop in Brunswick, Missouri. And we are going to do our chat today.
Yes.
So we have 8 projects, each of us, that we're going to share with you. And they're from our sewing spaces. So some, like I said, we are a quilt shop. So if we have the pattern, the book, or the kit here in the shop, we'll tell you that. And then you can always, on Friday, we do live shopping on Facebook. So you can go over there, and a lot of the things that we share here, you'll find on that Facebook live shopping. And people shop the replay of that all the time. You forgot something?
Yeah, I put my back into that quilt top out.
Anyway, she's gonna go grab something. So anyway, this is really just for us to maybe inspire you or help you feel better about your own chaos that you might have going on in your sewing rooms, because it can get a little chaotic, it can get a little overwhelming with all the projects that need to be done. Now, I do try to get in my sewing room a little bit every day. Now, last week I was sick all week and I didn't sew at all. I basically did not get off my couch for 2 days. And if you watched the live shopping on Facebook on Friday, I looked miserable.
And that's why we didn't do a YouTube video last week.
And that's why we didn't do a YouTube video last week either, because I just did not feel good. But anyway, I started to come to life over the weekend. So anyway, I'm feeling more like myself today. Anyway, I think that's it.
Yeah, well, I think you've already went through. If we show something that we have in the shop, we'll
shared that.
Yeah, okay.
We'll tell you that if we have it.
And we don't necessarily know the price and all the details because...
But you can always watch the live shopping on Friday on Facebook.
All right, so let's get started. I will start with my first item. So I actually fully finished a cross-stitch project.
Yay.
So this is Kind and Gentle, the Woodland Sampler. And we do have this pattern in the shop. I stitched it on I think it's 20 count.
That's so cute.
Antique white, but I made it into a pillow. It has the little envelope back. And this is just a standard, I think they call it a travel pillow. And I want to say it's like 10 by 13 is the size of it, but turned out really cute.
It did turn out cute.
I did switch out a few colors as far as the sweaters. Those are different colors. And I think that's...
we did write down the colors Mom used because we had a lot of people wanting it. So I know that Carol went through and wrote them all down.
Yeah, because I think I changed the brown on the deer and the brown on the bunny too. Because I wanted a hand dye that looked a little different. But anyway, fully finished. That's always fun.
Very cute. Okay, so then I also have a finish. I've been sharing with you guys the squared up. This is a free pattern from Moda. Uses a jelly roll, and I got it completely done. I think last time I just had some rows done, but now it is finished.
Done. It's really cute. She added this striped background, which is maybe not something you would generally pick. It turned out so cute. Yeah, that is neat. This person is really keeps calling me.
Yeah, so anyway, it's done, and it's pretty good size. So it just used a jelly roll and a background, and that's it.
And that's it. And this pattern is free on Moda.
Yep.
And I think it's listed under free projects. It's a jelly roll project. I think they have maybe 8 to 10 different free patterns.
They do, yeah, because they do jelly rolls. Here, let me help you out.
Turn the volume off.
I'm gonna turn it on silent for one thing.
Normally I don't even bring my phone in here.
I know, I'm usually she can't even find it.
Normally I can't even find it. Okay, so I think I brought my cross stitch. Did I bring it?
Yeah, it's right here.
There it is. There it is. Okay, so another cross stitch for me. So this is my number 2. This is my Christmas rose, and this is my working copy, so it looks a little ratty. But there it is. So this is a Blackbird design booklet, and instead of just destroying the booklet, I try to make a working copy, and then I don't feel bad when it's all wrinkly and got food on it. So I don't even know my working copy doesn't tell you the stitch count, but I have made a lot of progress. I am 3/4 done.
Yay!
Isn't that cute?
That is really cute.
Look at that. So I've got all 4 of the brown deer, the 2 birds, the main house, and then I've been working last night on all these little trees over here. And this is a hand-dyed silk Oh, I forgot the name of the thread because I'm borrowing the thread. I say borrowing. You don't really borrow thread, you use it.
You use it,
But
yeah.
I had a friend, Miss Carol, who said I could use it.
And she has leftovers.
She had leftovers because she's done it. It's silk threads, but what is the name of them? Not Gloriana.
I don't know.
Vicky Clayton Silks.
Okay.
Fancy. They
thread.
come on these little tiny spools, but she already had them wrapped on these fancy little cards. And Carol's a lot fancier than I am. I want to be like Carol with my cross stitching.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm getting there. It's I started 2 Christmas projects. I think it was the 1st of December or right after Thanksgiving, and that one I showed the pillow. It's done. This is my second one. I would
Well,
like
that's
to get
good.
it done.
You're gonna get them done.
Mhm.
Okay, so I made this quilt. We do these fat quarter packs. So we do 16 fat quarters in a pack. And we had a flannel one done with mammoth flannel in these pastel colors. And I got the quilt done a while back. The pattern is Poff by Bill Rose. I didn't bring it over, but we've sold a lot of them, so you may already have it.
And I've made the Poff pattern. It takes 16 fat quarters, which is what we package all the time, and it is a really quick sew.
It's a quick sew, and it's pretty good size.
And there's very little waste. You
Yeah.
use pretty much all of the fat quarter.
So I've had it done for a while, but I've been putting binding on it, so I'm so close. I just have this little bit of binding left.
To hand sew down. Yeah, you're about done.
And then it's done.
It's done. And I don't even know the size, but it is a really nice lap size.
Yes, it is. And done
I
in
would say at
flannel. It's
least
just
60 by
nice.
78.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bigger than that.
So we have the fat quarter pack, we have the pattern, and I did a backing, and it's the 60. The 60, I think, will work for the backing. So that's what I put on the back.
So we do have the backing too. Maybe, I don't know. I'm assuming we still have it in that color, but.
Yeah, and we have binding. You have to get binding too, because it's not in that fat quarter pack. But
Okay. So the next thing I'm going to show you is I finished hand stitching binding down also. Trying to watch the squeakiness of these chairs.
I know, they get
are
loud.
squeaky. So this, I don't think I brought the pattern with me, but it is the quilt kit that I bought when I was in Ireland. And it's called Groove is in the Heart, I think. Groove is in the Heart by Rachel Daisy Designs. I did look it up, racheldaisydesigns.com. You can still get a PDF pattern of this quilt. Now this is a big one, 78 by like 84.
big, yeah.
But I got all the binding on. And binding is so cute. Look at this little
is.
striped binding.
It's the binding that you've had. They didn't.
Binding I already had. The backing I bought when I was in Ireland too. Of course it's green, you know, you think of Ireland being green. But let me show you the label. It's so cute.
Oh, you put a little label on it.
I haven't even wrote on the label, but you know, the main part is to get it on.
Yes, you can write about in Ireland.
So
Your
I just,
Ireland
yeah,
trip.
I'm gonna just put in my Ireland trip and the year I went and that the kit was purchased there. But I just took the scraps left over from that, plain white cotton fabric, framed it. I used a fusible to fuse it down, and then I blanket stitched it by hand around it.
Yeah, so it was not added until after it was quilted. Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful when you blanket stitch by hand that your thread's not coming all the way through, but you know,
Right.
you have the batting in there now, and that's a nice layer
Go through the batting,
to get a hold of without the thread pulling through. This thing is heavy and big, and I'm not gonna bring it again. I'm just gonna stay at my
Yeah,
house.
it's done now.
I showed the binding done, that's it.
Okay, so I like to have a leader and ender scrap project going all the time, and so I've been working on the hourglass quilt pattern. Now I did do a little math on this somewhere.
Oh, you've been talking about doing some math to see where you're at.
Yes, and I did that. So I need 42 blocks, and I have 27 done. So
And you're saying that's a block.
yes, so that would be 6 across and 7 down.
Do you know kind of what that size is?
Well, no.
Not really, don't need to know.
I mean, oh, I'm sorry, 72 by 84.
So that's about as big as that quilt I just folded up.
So I mean, that's a pretty good size.
Very usable, and you know, it's great to give a size like that to a college kid, a wedding couple, because even if it don't fit on their king size bed, they can both cover up with it.
Yeah, not everybody would love a scrap quilt like this. It's so busy.
This is Claire's busy word.
Yeah. But anyway, I've enjoyed making them. So I've just cut 5-inch, and the pattern is free. Cluck Cluck Sew pattern, hourglass quilt, and she does all the math for you. So she tells you what starting size and then what
size.
it's going to end up with. So I'm doing 5 inches is my starting size because I cut 5-inch squares out of my scraps all the time. So it was like, that was just easy. I already had it done. But anyway,
I love a scrap quilt. I know it's not for everybody.
they're all scrappy and busy. And when I was counting them, I thought, okay, some of these are a little bit wonky, maybe a little smaller.
But
so
you could square them up.
I am gonna have to square them all up and just cross that bridge when it comes. Yeah, I'll have to square them all up before I can put them together. But anyway, I have 27 done, so I'm not, I mean,
You want to do
I'm
42?
42 blocks is what I would need to make that
So
size.
you're 3 from 30, and then, you know,
Yeah, I'm getting there.
you're over halfway.
I'm over halfway, yeah.
That's a good thing. Okay, what's my next thing? Oh, I'm going to show you my piece quilt. So, if you've not watched us in the past, we do a mystery quilt every year with our leftover remnants. And when I say leftover remnants, when a bolt here at the shop gets down to about 2.5 yards, we cut 1-yard cuts, back quarters what we can, and then we always end up, it seems like, with this little, you know, 1/8 of a quarter. Can't make a back quarter out of it anymore. So we cut that in 2.5-inch strips, and then at the end of the year, usually in December, we spend time rolling those in 42 2.5-inch strip
We call them
rolls.
sweet rolls.
We call them sweet rolls. So then we have a mystery kit. We pick a couple of patterns. You don't know what rolls inside of it. You don't know what coordinating quilt or fabrics we've put in there. Like this one takes a background and a center in your binding.
Yeah, we had a group of ladies in here yesterday. They all bought one. They all opened them in front of me so I could see, and they were all just so pleased with them, and they looked really nice.
So anyway, I got mine together, and we picked 2 Villa Rose patterns for them this year, and so it is a fast sew. Last year, the one we picked was a little more time consuming.
Yeah. Mom actually opened one on a live shopping, and we had a retreater that was like, I really want that one. So we're like, well, it takes the mystery out of it, but okay.
Okay. So then I picked another one, and I picked out colors that I normally wouldn't sew with.
But I love it.
I love it too. It's got a lot of brown in it, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't have necessarily picked brown. Brown's not my color.
Yeah, and the one she picked the first time was blues.
And that was really close to what I had put together last year.
Yeah.
Look how neat this turned out.
It turned out really, really cool.
This is a Essex linen called Acorn in there.
Yeah, and it's 65 by 80, so I mean it finishes pretty good size.
And I think it calls for 40 2.5-inch squares. You end up with 42. So I took a few out. I added a few of my own scraps in. Like I added some of this dark green just because I thought
It needed
a little more color. And I even added, so there's another green I added. So there's just a few greens, because typically you could get 2 little blocks out of 1 2.5-inch strip. Well, I had some scraps just laying there on top of the table in a container, and I thought, oh, that'll work. So I just made 1 square out of that. It turned out really cool.
It did turn out cool. Yeah. So if you haven't got a mystery bag yet, you should get one.
And then
I haven't picked mine yet. I keep waiting.
And we do have 2 patterns. This one's piece. And then this morning while I was here, I picked out background.
Oh, or backing.
Backing, I'm sorry.
Oh, I love that.
I thought that'd be really cool.
That would be really cool on there.
So
Yep,
get that
very
cut out,
nice.
get it in line to be quilted. I have to wait in line like everybody else.
Right. Okay, so and I didn't bring the pattern over, but these are called, what is this pattern?
That's a modern holiday.
Modern Holiday. I think this is volume 1. I'm not sure, but, and I just made a working copy of mine. So anyway, this is what it's going to look like. It's just a table runner, and it's called July Star. Anyway,
So it's 18 by 54, and we do have some of these kits.
We do have these kits, but anyway, I've made a little progress.
We have. So it's got kind of a lattice that goes down through it, it looks like to me.
And there's those. Yeah.
So that's what you're doing, and then your little 4 patches. So you still have all your little stars to make.
Yes.
But there's not that many of them. 2,
No.
4, 6.
No. So anyway,
That's gonna be really cute.
yes, I've started. I think this was the last one. In the Modern Holiday, there's a runner.
5 or 6 on each
I don't know,
one.
I think maybe 6. But anyway, in this one, all of them had been made except that one. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make that.
So if you come to the shop, we've got
them all hanging.
I think we got them all hanging. I don't think we've taken any down
Yeah,
yet.
got them all hanging, and we have them all kitted, and then the kits are sold separately, so you can buy the pattern and then just buy whichever
Which ones you want to make?
whichever ones you want to make. Yeah.
Okay. So I also have been working on finishing my row along that we did called Sunny Kisses. That is the name of it. Quilt pattern by Poppy Cotton. So we do have the patterns in the shop, and this lasted for 9 months. I think it finished up in December or January. I want to say maybe it was December. So I got my last row made, and I started setting it, and I have 5 rows together. So I'm going to show you. So I still have 4 more to attach.
Yay, you're getting there.
I'm getting there. So once you have a 2.5 inch strip between each row.
Now we do have some of these kits. We had a couple left over. I was noticing in the back. I think
really
there's a
just
few.
think there's one.
Maybe one left. So if you really wanted to make this and you missed out, you could get one.
Isn't it pretty? It was pretty tedious to a certain extent, like them dang strawberries and flags.
Mm-hmm.
But it's getting there. And
It's
this
very
is a
cute.
good size quilt. Does it tell you your measurement somewhere?
I'm sure it goes somewhere, but I'm not seeing any.
68 by 80.
Yep.
So I have 4 more rows to go. I'm trying to not stretch it out too much because it's got a lot of seams going on. It is so cute.
It is so cute. Yeah, I love it.
I think we've already quilted one that a customer brought in.
Mm-hmm.
That really encouraged me to get on it too. And I'm wanting to start another row along that's going to be patriotic. But I'm not going to start it until this one's together.
Yeah, it's going to be the block of the month, and we haven't released any details on it yet. But anyway,
We'll talk about that as it gets closer.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Oh, I didn't even show you about, there's not a whole lot of fabric left of that piece quilt too. That's my strip of background. Of course, this is binding, but that's my strip of center, so.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. I mean, could be good
Typically,
and bad.
rows of patterns, you
They
don't have a lot
leftover.
left over.
No.
Typically.
Not room for error, really.
Well, there's that. Not room for
Okay,
error.
so my next thing is, all right, we have a lady, Shelly Pollyi, that comes here to the shop, and she does our mystery block of the month, and she's done other things for us. But anyway, a long time ago, she had shown us a picture. Remember her under the kitchen sink quilt? Okay. So she had made a quilt, and I think it was called Everything Under the Kitchen Sink. So all the random blocks that you make and you don't use
Little
or whatever.
strippings of this and that.
Yeah, she had just put them together in a quilt, and I loved it. So it was very scrappy. Anyway, I've been thinking about that recently, and ever since then I have been compiling all those little blocks and pieces, so I have them all contained together. But anyway, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try to do that. And so what'll happen is when you lay your blocks out, you're gonna end up with extra, where you need
Spaces.
to do something. And so I took this home because I thought this might be perfect for
Because
that.
in that little card deck, if you pull a card out, and I always think of it kind of like a recipe card, what is there, 6 sizes, 8 sizes per block? So
Yes.
maybe that you just need a 5-inch block in this space to set something, and the math is done for you. It's going to tell you how big to cut your
Yeah,
pieces.
so you can just pull out a card, and then it'll show you the block, and then on the back side it tells you what
the
size
sizes.
you want the block to be, and then all your cuts. So if you need a 6-inch block or
6,
9-inch
9,
block,
12, 15, 36. I don't know why you need a 36-inch block. That'd be a whole quilt.
yeah, that'd be a baby,
Baby
quilt.
quilt.
But anyway, I took this home because I've been thinking about getting that bag out, laying out what I have, seeing what else I need. And then I also just thought it would be such a good way to, make blocks out of your scraps. We're always saying, do something with your scraps right then. Don't just throw them in a basket. So it's you could just make some blocks to throw in that pile for under the kitchen sink quilts. So anyway, I've been thinking about
Yes, I
that.
like
Maybe
it.
I'll share some progress.
Yes, and that's deck card 3. So
Yeah,
we
so
have
there's-
had all 3 of them in here. We've sold out of the first and second. I'm assuming you can still get them. I don't know.
I'm
but
sure, but
number
this
3 is
the
what
new
we
one.
have. And then they even have layout ideas in that
Yes, they
container too. I forget how many.
They do. So
8
here,
new layouts.
in the back, they tell you figuring fabric for a quilt, how much yardage you're going to need. They give you some instructions on different piecing.
And that's saying mixing blocks and quilts.
And then here's the layouts.
Ooh.
I have like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Bikini interested in that one.
I have a medallion, merry-go-round layout.
Look at that, Jessica. So that quilt is 75 by 105.
Yes, and so they're telling you exactly how to, it's pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
If you don't have one of these, you should get one. We've been showing them on our Facebook videos, and we've sold a lot of them. But anyway, it's pretty cool. I took it home. I've been studying it.
Yeah, that's like, should sit on your coffee table at all times.
Yeah, so you can just dream of all the
Things
possibilities
you can make. All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you is a class I took over the weekend, which is a Judy Niemeyer
Certified teacher. Certified instructor.
I'm not certified by no means.
Made Black.
Made Black out of Rolla. She comes once a year and teaches a paper piecing pattern. Now, you can bring any kind of paper piecing pattern you are working on or dream of working on.
But one of hers.
But one of hers. One of the Judy Niemeyer patterns, and there's hundreds. This is the one I had in my stash, and I wanted to give it a whirl. So that's all I did all weekend was work on them. And aren't they cute? I got 12 blocks totally done. Look at the bear claws.
That's fun.
Yeah, and there's 4 of each color, and I need a total of 48. And I got 12 totally done, and then almost 16, because I got the pieces done of that. I just gotta put it together. But look at that one. I love that one too. So that's what paper piecing looks like. It gives you those perfect, exact points.
Yeah, don't do this. I do think they look nice, but oof.
Yeah, it is time consuming. I mean, I work.
So if you're ever interested, she comes once a year in March usually.
Usually it's the first weekend in March. It was this year, and I think next year it's the first weekend too. So I know I've showed you.
And then
these
you can
colors.
do any of her patterns. She'll help you through them.
Typically, there's a room of 12, it could be 12, 15 women, and I don't think anybody's working
Or
on
a
this.
man. A man can come too.
You
We just
can
haven't
too.
had that.
We've had that. But it can be any pattern, and she can just jump around and.
Yeah, and some people will be like brand new, never done
Done it
anything of
before.
hers. Some people will be like mom, where they've done several, but just want to have the
So
time
this
to work
is
on it.
the last 4 I've done. This is all I got left to do is slide them together. But look at that plaid. That plaid is so pretty. It takes me 48 of these, and I had almost 16 done. So I was pretty proud of that.
Yeah, sounds like a good weekend.
Good weekend.
All right, so I was on the internet, on Moda's website, looking at a fabric line and
look
dreaming
how
of stuff.
cute that is.
And I come across this. So this is the Moda Love pattern. This is free, so you could go print it out. It's called Moda Love and Hearts Quilt. So they've taken the Moda Love original pattern and they've added hearts around it.
Isn't that cute?
It's so cute. And it finishes 52 by 64, so it's, you know,
Does
good
it tell you
size.
pre-cuts, or what does it say?
It's charm pack, 2 charm packs.
Okay. And 2 charm packs, and would do the Moda Love and all the hearts.
Yes, and all the hearts, and then you need a background fabric. So
Oh, I
anyway,
love
I
that.
was thinking about this one, which
Do you have 2?
I don't have 2, so I would have
But
to
you could
find
probably
something.
something that coordinates.
Yeah, something similar, or I don't know. I mean, I have other charm packs at home, but this morning I was like, oh, that would be cute.
That would be cute. I
Yeah.
love that. It's got some soft pinks in it, some rosy pinks in it.
Yeah, I've made several Moda
Moda Loves,
Love
you have.
patterns, like table runner, table topper size. But anyway, I really like that with the hearts.
I have not seen that before. That's new to me.
Yeah, so I think you could just go on Moda and print it out. Moda Love and Hearts Quilt.
I do like that.
Yeah.
I do. Okay. I'm going to keep showing this little ghost quilt because eventually I'm going to get it done. I was hoping I'd at least get it cut out, but once I got my Sunny Kisses laid out on the floor, I decided just to stay with that.
Stick with that.
Yes. But I do want to get this cut out. Here's all the pretty blues. We just went around the shop and picked out similar colors to the ghost that's in the book.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, there's a book that is a little kid's book story, and it's got a little quilt in it. The book's called Little Ghost.
The Little Ghost, who was a quilt.
Yeah, and so it's got a little in the illustrations. The little girl's like got a little, or boy, or I don't know.
What is
Ghost.
It's blue, so it makes me think boy, but I don't know. Don't have to be.
It has a quilt, and so you make the quilt. It'd be so cute for a little gift with the book and the quilt.
And that's the binding. So we do have the kits in the shop, and one of my employees, Miss Jackie, has made it, and it is darling. And she said, well, you can hang mine in the shop, and I said, I will, but I still think I'm going to make mine because it would be cute to have two. They'd be little buddies. You put one a little higher than the other. It'd be a really cute display.
Yeah, and she actually has a lot of little grand babies.
Great grand.
She might actually want to
She might say, I want to take that back home.
Yeah. And your grand babies are all
They're not babies.
yeah, and hopefully you don't have any greats anytime soon.
Well, let's hold that off for a little while.
Yes, for my children anyway. Okay, so I've left one thing at home. So this is gonna be my last thing. I've been wanting to make this. I keep showing it, and I just haven't got to it yet. But I think it'd be a really quick sew. It would be one of those, you know, finish a quilt in a work week, really fast, no time at all. And I just think the colors are really pretty.
Yes, we've had. Well, we have a quilt hanging in here that's Victoria, but it's all done in golds. It's really kind of rich. This one's more whimsical.
Yeah.
Colors.
I want to make that. I grabbed
really cute.
snagged it this morning, but that's my last thing because I forgot my.
Well, my last thing is an item that's not done, so we'll just talk about it. So a couple years ago, we probably did a sew. I know we did a sew long ago, probably, but I don't know how many years ago it's been.
Probably been a few years ago.
Probably been a few years ago. But we used the pixel chain and a jelly roll. Anybody could just, you know, do their own thing as far as background and jelly roll. But when I've been going through my stash and trying to use some of it for backing, for whatever, and I've done a few things with my stash, which makes me happy, but this is in my stash too.
Yeah, sometimes we like to sew that stuff that
I don't have in my
we
shop.
don't have in the shop. It's like so often we're sewing stuff for the shop, so then it's nice to make something that's just yours.
So this is Tula Pink Moon Garden, and so I don't know how old it is, but when I look at the price, that's been a while back. Probably been a few years. Wouldn't this make a pretty pixel chain? I made the pixel chain as part of my sew along here at the shop, but I already give it away, it was so pretty, and it had Minky on the back. So it's like, now I want one for me. Wouldn't this be pretty? So I just need to pick, I think, an Essex linen that goes well with this.
Yeah.
And get to working on it because it's pretty. So a jelly roll will make a quilt 70 by 84, and you need a jelly roll and 4 yards of background.
And that's it.
That's it.
So we do have the pattern. You can get
Do you have the pattern? You can't have my jelly roll.
No, it's not for
That was my number 8.
All right, well, that is everything. So we will see you Friday on Facebook for live shopping, and have a really great rest of your week.
Yes, and thanks for hanging in there. When you don't see us for a week, just hang in there. We'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back. I was sick and I didn't feel like it. So
Yeah.
I kept thinking that we were going to do it Saturday, but I'm like, let's just wait.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.